And when the spotlight left, so did the people. The applause faded. The cameras moved on.
When the spotlight left, what was still there?
What happened to Orlando Brown? He was 11 years old, already on set, already famous. Disney had chosen him. The network had his face on merchandise, his voice in millions of living rooms, his laugh embedded in the childhood memories of an entire generation. Orlando Brown had everything the industry promises. Then the cameras stopped. And what followed, no one on that Disney lot prepared him for. This is what fame costs when nobody tells you the price up front. This is Forgotten Fame. The channel that goes past the red carpets, past the highlight reels, past the carefully managed narrative, to find out what really happened after the spotlight disappeared.
Sock me out! Sock this
Look at this nigga
out.
dirty ass feet.
Yep.
This
Sock me
bum
out.
ass nigga. Try to get this nigga some love. He wants shit on you.
Yeah.
Now I know why he ain't got no family.
What?
Get the fuck away from here, nigga.
I got gun!
You better get away from my house or you get knocked the fuck out.
Knocked out for calling God?
Today, Orlando Brown. The rise, the fall, and the story buried underneath the viral clips and the punchlines. Orlando Brown was born on December 4th, 1987. Los Angeles, California. He didn't come from money. He came from hunger. But even as a kid, something set him apart. Natural charisma. Comedic timing that felt hardwired. The kind of screen presence that can't be rehearsed. You either have it or you don't. Orlando had it from the beginning. He started acting at 9 years old. While other kids were figuring out recess, he was learning his lines and showing up to auditions. Small roles came first. Family Matters, two of a kind. Credits that most child actors would call a career and never build beyond. Orlando kept going. He didn't burn bright once and fade. He was consistent, disciplined, hungry. Hollywood paid attention. It was only a matter of time before the right door opened. Disney Channel. That's So Raven. Orlando was cast as Eddie Thomas, Raven's loyal, quick-witted, magnetic best friend. Not the lead. He didn't need to be. Eddie was the kind of character audiences carry with them. Warm, funny, real. Orlando brought something to that role that elevated every scene around him. An authenticity that a lot of child actors spend their whole careers chasing. The show became a cultural landmark. At its peak, That's So Raven drew over 100 million viewers globally. It became the first Disney Channel series to hit 100 episodes.
Life, and I know you all look at you, man. I already told you look like Elvis Presley. Don't get me started, Lil. What's going on out there?
Orlando Brown, we're going to talk about his upcoming projects, and it's quite exciting, for Ed Magic TV. Let's start first with the fact that you've got your own show.
Most definitely. I'm glad you mentioned that, my buddy. Okay, well, it's the Orlando Brown Show, and also I'm executive producing. And not only am I executive producing for the Orlando Brown Show, I have my own radio show by the name of the Orlando Brown Radio Show. Orlando Brown, the red carpet is here. It's a little cricket, but you know what I'm saying? A little ghetto red carpet. But I'm walking down the red carpet, people waving. See her hand, she waving at me. Then you got this lady right here. She brother actually taking pictures. See the flash? See the flash? So I can automatically feel like a star when I walk into my dressing room. And how you doing? Thank you.
Orlando wasn't just on television. He was inside an era. He pushed further, released music, dropped Trade It All. He had range, ambition, and momentum. For a few years, the world was wide open. Here's what the Disney machine doesn't advertise. The set looks magical. The reality behind it is mechanical. Long production days, image management, network control over how you look, what you say, who you're seen with. You become a brand before you become an adult. A revenue stream before you're a person. Financial structures for young Disney actors in that era rarely worked in the talent's favor. Money flowed, but not always toward them. and not in ways that lasted or compounded. The pressure was invisible but relentless. You are only as relevant as the ratings. The moment the show wraps, the infrastructure wraps with it. Orlando Brown was a teenager navigating all of this in real time, surrounded by adults whose job was to manage the product, not protect the kid inside it. When the contract ended, the support ended too. Nobody warned him what was coming next. That's So Raven wrapped in 2007. Orlando was 19, old enough for the industry to let go, too young to have a real roadmap for what followed. The calls slowed, the roles narrowed. Hollywood pivoted to the next generation, the way it always does, on schedule, without sentiment. And the personal problems started surfacing publicly. 2007 brought his first arrest, drug-related, then more, domestic violence charges, probation violations. A pattern built itself in the tabloids, one incident at a time, each headline closing another door.
We're now getting a closer look at the arrest of former Disney Channel star Orlando Brown, who was taken into custody late last year after allegedly running at a man with a hammer and knife blade.
I don't want to go there, but he just had a knife and a hammer.
Okay, what did he do towards you? I mean, how
He
did
came in aggressive mode and was like, hey, no, I'm about to up, I'm about to...
and he was coming
Correct.
towards
He
you?
was thrusting it, forward thrust and all of that.
Okay.
On December 22nd,
Former Disney star became a qualifier, a warning label. Every news story rewrote the old one. The kid who made 100 million people laugh was now a cautionary footnote. The industry that built him had no mechanism for catching him on the way down. Hollywood doesn't grieve, it pivots. When Orlando's name became associated with legal trouble, the opportunities disappeared, quietly and decisively. No announcements, no official statements, just silence where the offers used to be. The media played its role perfectly. It had celebrated him when the story was easy. Now it documented the decline with equal enthusiasm. Viral clips started circulating. Orlando in interviews, disoriented, making unusual statements, giving answers that didn't connect. People who grew up watching Eddie Thomas watched something they didn't recognize. The internet responded the way it always does. It made it content. Reaction videos, meme compilations, comment sections full of mockery and secondhand shock. His worst moments became entertainment for people who never once asked what led to them. Some watched and laughed, some watched and felt something they couldn't name. Most just scrolled to the next thing. Here's where we separate what's confirmed from what's been rumored. Confirmed. Orlando Brown faced multiple arrests, including charges involving methamphetamine possession. These are public record. Confirmed. He experienced visible, documented mental health struggles over a sustained period, caught on camera in interviews across multiple years. Confirmed. He did not have long-term financial management, mental health infrastructure, or career support that outlasted his Disney contract. When the show ended, he navigated adulthood largely on his own. Rumored, not confirmed. People close to Orlando have suggested the signs appeared long before they went public, that there were indicators of deeper struggles years before the arrests, and that those signs were not meaningfully addressed by anyone in his professional circle. That last part matters most, because when a child builds his career inside a machine that profits from his talent, and that machine has no protocol for what happens to him after, that is not a personal failure. That is a structural one. Orlando Brown did not simply fall through the cracks. He fell through a gap that was always there, engineered by an industry that extracts value from young talent and builds no exit ramp for the human being left standing when it's over. As of recent confirmed information, Orlando Brown is still here. He has spoken publicly about his faith, about wanting to rebuild, about the man he's trying to become on the other side of everything that happened. Some interviews in recent years have offered glimpses of clarity. Others have raised questions. The full picture is complicated, as it usually is with real people whose lives don't resolve into clean endings. What is clear? The kid who lit up that Disney set, who made millions of people feel something, who had genuine God-given talent. He's still in there somewhere, fighting for a version of himself the world stopped looking for a long time ago. Orlando Brown's story is not about one person making bad choices. It never was. It's about what happens when a machine takes a child, builds them into a cultural product, extracts their image, their energy, their youth, and then exits without a plan for the human being left behind. No financial literacy built into the structure, no mental health support that outlasts the show, no soft landing when the machine lets go. This is not unique to Orlando Brown. Every generation of child stars carries a version of this weight. Some survive quietly, some disappear. Some become the cautionary tales told in videos exactly like this one. The audience watches the rise with admiration. The internet documents the fall with fascination. And the industry just keeps running. Same cycle, new faces, same gap where the people used to be. He was 11 years old, already a star. He made over 100 million people laugh. He gave his youth, his image, and his energy to a machine that had no mechanism for giving any of it back. Orlando Brown's story isn't finished, but the lesson inside it has been repeating for decades. We ask what happened to him, but maybe the better question is, what are we going to do about the system that keeps making sure there's always a him? He was 11 years old. Already a star, he made over 100 million people laugh. He gave his youth, his image, and his energy to a machine that had no mechanism for giving any of it back. Orlando Brown's story isn't finished, but the lesson inside it has been repeating for decades, in different faces, different names, different headlines, on a loop we keep acting surprised by. We ask what happened to him, but maybe the better question is, what are we going to do about the system that keeps making sure there's always a him? Because until that changes, there will always be another name, another fall, another video, another person we forgot was human first.
And when the spotlight left, so did the people. The applause faded. The cameras moved on.
When the spotlight left, what was still there?